Hello everybody, in today's vlog I'm gonna show you your typical scenario when it comes to practicing your ride around the Philippine Arena. So you'd see here I'm with Sherwin. He's using his 20-inch folding bike. He's actually using a Birdy, and I'm currently using a Brompton P-bar. I mounted the camera at the rack with a long selfie stick. Selfie stick is probably 1.5 meters, and so that you would have a rear perspective of the view when riding along the area. So if you've never been here, let me describe what I usually see. So it does have a little bit of climb. The climb is not a hill, but it's like a simulated hill where you would be able to reach the bridge where it crosses the North Luzon Expressway. So on this side, we're actually riding along or climbing where the Bukawi side, where the main barangay hall is actually located, or municipio. You just have to be careful when passing because, of course, that is the toll gate going to the North Luzon Expressway, and this is where you would actually have your typical photo shoot because right in front of me, as you can see, is the rising sun, and you would see a very nice photo area for you to take where the Philippine Arena is going to be your background. So at the moment, what we're actually doing now, we're actually waiting for the big peloton so that we could try to tag along, at the same time practice our pacing. The goal today is to ride with the pace of the peloton, but this is in preparation for our Audax ride, which is happening this weekend and next weekend. We are going to attempt to finish the 130 kilometers in Batangas and 300 kilometers in Tarlac. So you would typically be able to join the peloton if you're going to be riding above 25 kilometers. And this one is running at 30 and 35 kilometers an hour. So that's manageable because if you're at the back, you should be able to tag along if you have the necessary experience and of course strength to go with the peloton. The typical loop, if you're gonna go climb the bridge going to the NLEX, is probably around 7 kilometers. But if you're not going there, which the group is actually doing, we're not going there. We're just gonna go straight all the way flat. So there's no climb going to the toll gate. This would be around 4 to 5 kilometers. And I just wanted to give you guys a heads up because on your right in front of the sports complex, pretty much before you reach the sports complex and the intersection going up to the NLEX, there's the road is not as nice as you want it to be. There are cracks, so you have to be very careful with that. Okay, so on my left, of course, is the Philippine Arena. Again, careful with the cracks on the road. It's not as nice as before. and you would be able to pass two roundabouts. That's the first one, and on your right, that's where usually people would rest, or cyclists would rest under the trees, because there's plenty of shade. It's pretty cool, especially in the afternoon, or lunchtime. And this is the second roundabout. You have the option of turning left to go back, or you can turn right behind the Philippine Arena. But so far, we didn't go through that area. We went through right in front. So after passing the church, which is Iglesia Ni Cristo church, this is where there's a little bit of climb and headwind. And this is again Sherwin, and we're gonna try to catch up with the peloton. Now we're actually running at 33 to 35 kilometers an hour. And these are the locals that usually ride this area. And this guy is actually wearing slippers. Look at that. And he was going through the peloton. He was waving. I told him to say hi to the camera. He wasn't wearing any cycling shoes. He was just wearing his flip-flops. I think it's beach walk. So we were running at 35 kilometers an hour. I was leaning forward, similar to time trial position. Since I'm using a Brompton P-bar, my size is pretty much perfect for the setup. I'm just using my my arms and leaning forward so that there's not a lot of wind resistance while riding. So we were running at 35 kilometers an hour, and I was trying to maintain that pace so that I could have conserve energy. There I'm trying to catch up with the folks in front. And here's one of the locals still, Joselito, wearing his flip-flops. We're trying to maintain the 35 kilometers an hour. Plenty of headwind. So one reminder is that don't wear any baggy shirts, because that's gonna bring in a lot of wind resistance there. Lean forward so that you can maximize aerodynamics. There he is, going ahead with his flip-flops. And of course, change of camera angles. This is one of my favorites because it's pretty close to the ground. You would see a worm's eye view of the road. So I'm actually riding along on the far right. That's the bike lane, which is nice about the area. So if you are going to be visiting the place, it's a nice place to ride, but if it's going to be late in the morning, like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, there's a lot of cars and a lot of vehicles going through, so you have to be very careful. And I'm showing you here a close-up of Sherwin's Pacific Birdy. And the goal of the exercise for today was to do 35 kilometers on the first lap, and then do 30, 27 alternate laps. This should give yourself, or this should give you the time to recover. You don't have to keep up 35. Again, this wasn't a race. It's more of sustaining and maintaining that speed. The magic number that we are aiming for is 27 for the Audax 300. Somebody goes fast, passes along like faster than you, the usual reaction is to go fast and chase that person. Though that was my usual thing, that's not something I'm doing now, because you have to have that level of control. It doesn't mean that this person went ahead for a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes that they're going to reach the destination earlier than you. I've seen this many times where they would go really, really fast and then rest for so long. It's slow and steady, consistent is better, rather than going so fast that you have to recover for it's going to burn out. A steady pace. Again, that magic number is 27, that's 30.
First niya.